Okay, so welcome back to the Championship Rounds YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Conor the Notorious McGregor. I'm going to be going through like my prediction and a bit of analysis on the fighters and how I think the fight's going to go. So yeah, let's get straight into it. First fighter I'm going to start with is Poirier. So we all know he's fought McGregor before, and if you haven't seen the first fight, it's on YouTube. McGregor basically clips him with the left and finishes him in the first round. But since then, they've both become different fighters. They've both improved a lot. The status of both of them has also improved a lot. So this is why they're going to be main eventing UFC 257 in January, on January 24th. But previous to fighting McGregor, Dustin Poirier had 16 fights and 3 losses. So those losses were to Danny Castillo, Korean Zombie, and Cobb Swanson. So 3 solid fighters there. But after that fight, after losing to McGregor, he totally improved. So since then, he's gone up to lightweight. So Conor fought Dustin Poirier the first time at featherweight. Now Dustin's gone up to lightweight, been on a great run at lightweight. McGregor's also gone up to lightweight as well, so obviously this fight would be at lightweight. But since the McGregor loss, he's actually had 13 fights but only lost 2, and one of those losses was to Khabib, and Khabib beats everyone, so you can't really take too much from that loss. And the other loss was like he got KO'd by Michael Johnson, and I think that was a little bit of a fluke. I think Michael Johnson got lucky. Michael Johnson caught Dustin Poirier with the left hook and finished him in the first round. But yeah, I think he's been hit with a lot harder shots than Michael Johnson hit him with. Michael Johnson's not known for a lot of power as well. So yeah, I think maybe Dustin Poirier had an off night or something. So since the McGregor fight has improved a lot, like everything's improved about him. But the one good thing that he got out of losing to Michael Johnson is that he changed his trim. He's got one of the best trims now in the UFC. So even though he lost, he changed his trim and he transformed him as well. But yeah. Some notable wins that Poirier's had in the recent times. So his last fight was against Dan Hooker, and for me, that's got to be in the top 3 fights of last year. It was an absolute war. Hooker and Poirier just went at it. It's like just striking battle the whole way through. Poirier, I thought Hooker almost finished Poirier in the second round. Just had him up against the cage and was landing on him. But one thing about Poirier, he's tough. He's got heart, like he'll battle through. He won't give up. And I think his chin holds up a lot better at lightweight than it did at featherweight. I think maybe he got too much weight and that affected his chin. But yeah, carried on going, and then Poirier's cardio held up in the later rounds. And while Hooker was getting tired trying to shoot on takedowns, Dustin was just stuffing those takedowns and just outlanding Hooker in the later rounds, and that basically won him the fight. But great fight, really good fight. He's also beat Holloway, so for him to go 5 rounds with Holloway shows that his conditioning is on point. He's not going to get tired in this fight, and the power of him showed, like his difference between featherweight and lightweight, which showed a lot. So Max was just peppering him with his shots, his like normal sort of power that Nate Diaz like hit him with like pressure, but maybe not as hard shots. But every hard shot Poirier was landing, it was rocking Holloway. Like the power difference was very, very noticeable. It's what won him the fight, really. Like Poirier wasn't actually didn't look like he's feeling any of the effects of Holloway's punches. But when Holloway got hit by Poirier, it rocked him, and he got rocked a lot in that fight. So yeah, great fight from Poirier to get Holloway like as a win on his record. He also beat Gaethje. He finished Gaethje in the 4th round when Gaethje was fighting a little bit reckless, but still to finish Gaethje is hard. And Gaethje comes to fight, and he gave Poirier some really good leg kicks. But Poirier just carried on and got the finish. He also beat Alvarez, fought with him twice. First was a no contest due to Eddie Alvarez landing like an illegal knee. But second fight, Poirier came back and beat Eddie Alvarez, and he got himself some knees in there, so a little bit of revenge there. But yeah, so since then, as you can see, the kind of people that he's beat, he's also beat like Pettis, Jim Miller, those like top sort of top 10, and a lot of top 5 fighters he's beaten as well. So I would say his main attributes are his toughness, his heart, his cardio, and his hooks. His hooks have got a lot of power in, so his left hook and his right hook carry a lot of power. He's got great takedown defense. This is why I think it's going to be a striking battle, because Conor and Dustin are both strikers, and they both got great takedown defenses. So realistically, it's going to be a lot on the feet. We don't really see much wrestling from Dustin Poirier. We know he's good at jiu-jitsu. I would say the ground game is very similar level. People think McGregor hasn't got a ground game because of what Khabib did to him, but Khabib does that to everyone. So I think Conor's ground game's underrated, and he does have a ground game, but obviously, like, Khabib's just on a different level. But so if they go to the floor, it's going to be even, and they'll probably try and stand up and go again. But the only thing I was thinking, that if obviously Poirier is getting hurt and stuff, he'll try and shoot on McGregor, take him to the floor. But the problem with McGregor is that he's been known to gas out in the later rounds. So against like Nate Diaz, both fights got tired in the later rounds. Mayweather got tired in the later rounds. Khabib got tired in the later round. So the game plan from top team, which is Dustin Poirier's gym, might be to like stay away from that left. Put pressure on him because that makes him get tired, and wrestle with him a bit to tire him out, because we know in the later rounds his shots don't have the same power, and that's probably what their game plan is. Take him into the later rounds and hope he gets tired, and this is how I think Dustin Poirier could win if he goes by this strategy. If he just goes reckless, he's going to get finished again, because we know the power of Conor's hands. But yeah, before I go into that, let's talk about a little bit about McGregor. He looks a lot more focused. He was saying in a Parry match interview, he's been getting the correct rest, correct nutrition. So when he fought Khabib, apparently he wasn't motivated. He's drinking and going out and stuff like that. So we should definitely see a sort of motivated Conor McGregor, the same way he came in against Cowboy and obviously got the job done against Cowboy. But yeah, that was, when was the Poirier fight? That was in January, I believe, this year. I've got it in my notes somewhere here. Yeah, so that was on 16th of January. So he hasn't fought all year. So he was supposed to have a season that he said he's going to do a few fights, but obviously with the coronavirus stuff, he didn't do it. But he's got some great wins over like Aldo, Chad Mendes, Eddie Alvarez, double champion. He's a great fighter as well. So it's going to be really interesting. My prediction is that because I feel like Conor McGregor seems a lot more motivated, I think his cardio will be better. He might tire a little bit, but he'll probably get like a second wind. And obviously Kavanagh's been saying he's the best he ever looked. I wouldn't read too much into that though, because coaches always say that. But yeah, I think if his cardio holds up, I think he'll finish Poirier like second or third round, because I think he's a little bit better at striking. He's more technical, he's like a little bit of a better boxer. But if Dustin Poirier can mix in a little bit of wrestling, stay away from that left, pressure him, Dustin could also get the win, so it wouldn't surprise me. It's a very, very even fight. But I think I'm going to go with round 3 KO from McGregor. But yeah, we will see. I think this fight's going to do a lot in numbers, because Poirier's a massive fan base. Since that fight, he's fought like Khabib on a massive stage. And his fight with Hooker was one of the best fights, so he would have got a lot of attention from this. So going in, just like 2 fan favourites really, so look forward to it. Make sure you tune in, and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe. I'll come with a lot more predictions and analysis moving forward.